Hello, Professor Pete here, Peter Champhanicone. I want to welcome you to the course, and just to share a little bit about myself. I've taught over in 20 countries, huge amount of universities, either at conferences or presentations. There's a bunch, maybe 60 or so film festivals as well. My work has been played at, and I just wanted to make this video just to say hello and show a little bit of my work. So I'm just gonna have this play here in the background, up to almost 20 short films now at this point. Each film takes about a year and a half for me to make, so it's been a lot of fun producing them, and I've been teaching for a long time. I won't say how many years, but it's a long time. There's a number of things I like to cover in this video. It'll be short, but I think it's really important that you understand these things going forward, because you're going to be doing 16 weeks online with me, and my courses are built in a way that you can really excel if you have some of these traits. So let's have a look. First off, online automatically is going to separate people. All right, those who are going to really do well in the online environment tend to have these traits. I mean, they're not going to have all of them, but they should at some point, whether it's now or in 4 years. A sense of hunger, not in terms of an appetite for food, but hunger for learning. Because of that, you're going to be probably have some self-taught skills. You're going to have excellent time management skills. You understand, okay, if something is going to take 30 minutes, you'll know that. You watch the clock, and you know when deadlines are. All right, so something like January 15, you're going to keep that on your calendar. You're going to be watching and looking at your calendar and your schedule, knowing exactly what you do each hour in the day for weeks on end. This is very, very important, and this is a skill that will not only be useful online, but in life in general. And then also you have very few external distractions. You don't have another job or anything like that, or you don't have, shall I say, annoying boyfriend or girlfriend or family member. These are kind of things that will distract you a little bit from the content at hand. A couple other extra traits that I've found in the online environment that really works for some people is that they have fast internet. Now, these things are going to be out of your abilities. And the other thing is a fast or new computer. If you have an older computer, the software will crash on you. So this can be an issue. So that's something to think about as we're moving forward, because you don't have access to a computer lab on campus. Now, the way I teach, I'm going to assume a number of things, and these are assumptions that I'm going to have of you, and I'm going to be probably repeating myself a little bit, but you're going to want to challenge yourself technically and have a technical proficiency. This is very important, especially when it comes to technology. Technology is always changing, and that being said, something that you learn this week will be obsolete in a year or less, or in 10 years. I mean, it's gonna be outdated at some point. That's to say, even the software, right? You're using software that has a year on it. All right, it never used to be Photoshop 2019. It used to be Photoshop 5 or something, but now there is a date attached to it. As mentioned earlier, but strong time management skills. I'm going to bring this up time and time again. Most of the projects will require at least 20 hours of your time to produce something that is of decent quality. It's very noticeable when someone spends 200 hours on something than someone who spends 5 hours on something. It's very hard to trick that. So you have to have strong time management skills to know how to spend your time and spend your time wisely and not procrastinate and just kind of sit and look at a blank piece of paper. Working knowledge of Photoshop and Illustrator, the Adobe package is really important, so you should know how to use these things coming before. And willingness to use shortcut keys, help menus, Google and YouTube. These are all part of the learning independent method. And for me personally, I have my own little Google Doc where I have my master notes on certain things that I may forget at some point, on how to use certain techniques and tools in different software packages. So however way you decide to write your notes, you're not going to remember everything. So writing notes efficiently is incredibly important. When it comes to communication, make some friends. Talk to your classmates, all right, before you raise a question up to me, because the question may be something that your friend can answer for you, a classmate can answer for you. The other thing that we're going to be using this semester is WhatsApp for feedback. And so this would be really good. Just do a screenshot from your phone and just set it right to the WhatsApp group, and other classmates can have a look at it, and I will also have a look at it. I expect a 24-hour turnaround, and I don't check messages after 6 p.m. and I won't be checking on weekends either. So again, keep that in mind. When you are sending things, the feedback loop is not going to be instantaneous like it would be in the classroom, but you will get feedback in due process. Emails must be properly addressed with proper grammar, citation, course number, and name. So again, this is something that just in the stress of things, you may just shoot a quick email and just say, hey, I have this problem, and then not realize what class you're referring to, what project you're referring to. And you can imagine if you have 50 of these emails coming every day, it can be a little confusing. So again, please address emails with the proper grammar, citation, and what course and what assignment you refer. In terms of the schedule and the flow, I want to bring this up. Each weekend you'll get an email, and there'll be links for videos that I've created. And generally speaking, for the week, the first part of the week will be video lectures that you can watch. And then there'll be a 1 hour live Q&A later in the week. So like a Wednesday or Thursday, there'll be 1 hour time slot designated for you to come online and ask any questions that pertain either to the lecture or to the assignment, or if you want feedback from the work. Okay, that's going to be available to you. And I'll specifically say the date and time. And it's going to coincide with the schedule of the physical course in some way. As I mentioned before, in terms of the schedule, okay, each project should take anywhere between 20 to 40 hours. Sometimes it takes more than 40 hours. And if you look at it in terms of credit hours, if you have a 3 credit hour course, in this case maybe a 4 credit hour course, you have to double it in terms of homework. So it ends up being 6 to 8 hours outside of the class. The class meets technically for 3 to 4 hours, but because of the online environment, we can be pretty efficient in that sense. So you can consider, you can save maybe 2 or 3 hours when you should be in class, and even the commute coming into class, you're saving. So there is benefits of the online environment. Each project is roughly 5 weeks, and so if you do the math, it works out to about 30 hours or so. In terms of attendance, there'll be a short discussion question for each week. So go on there and answer that question, and you will have attendance for that week. Here's some tips that I think are really important. Follow the calendar. Make sure you have a calendar next to your computer. Make sure you follow it on your phone to know when the deadlines are. I'll try to remind you as well, but put the effort in to follow the calendar. You don't want to miss any dates. Also, do not wait for the last minute. When you do have problems, check your emails, check your messages. I can't emphasize this enough too. Get on the WhatsApp group. Share your work for feedback. Also incredibly important. Be open to ideas and suggestions from your peers. And then also look for online ways to do something. I think just to learn from me is great, but to add additional knowledge to the course, to what you're doing in your work, is really going to set you apart. And I think this is also very important, not only in the course, but just in general in life. All right, so that is it for the nuts and bolts. Then if you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact me, and through WhatsApp or email, which is provided. All right, thanks.